watching the video. We have a new update for World Warship Legends. Join the campaign with the German cruiser Perla. I'm gonna try to pronounce that. We got like a pirate theme for the month. A few new ships commanders. I did see some of the reviews and so forth. And we have a few the 2x2 ranked battles and so forth. We also got the Browning season. I think it was 5 to 12. I'm not sure. I have stopped doing the Browning seasons for a while now. And check patronage to claim a free gift. Let's take a look in the few locations. We don't have any seasonal weekly, so it's just the whole marathon straight on. So yeah. Okay, let's take a look at the store and then. Well, actually, let me look at the bureau. See if they added anything new. Doesn't look like it. Okay. What do we have in offers? There's nothing really new. Coupons, something's. Oh yeah, that lunar deal. I didn't really see anything in there from last season. Let's see, special free coupon. Let's take a look at that one. Juma sees echoes. Price reduction by 1,000. That's not much. On selected Japanese ships in the store. I think most of them I have. Yeah, if I get anything, it'll just be going to credit, so that's it. This is somewhat sad. Really? Just, yeah, one ship. The Maya, which I really don't foresee me using. The 206 Cruiser, and they're quite easy to catch fire. That's my whole issue with them. Okay, we got the Dutch colors, Navy colors. Japanese colors, I mean. Netherlands, United Kingdoms, so there should be a new Netherlands ship in here. I have not seen this one before. At least they give the captain a little bit more cover. I've seen a few of these ships where they don't have any cover for steering the ship. And that's when the game first came out. You do have the HE and AP shells. Some of the British ships that go to other nations, they only have one the armor piercing, so you do have to watch out. I honestly would stick with the catapult fighter if you were using this ship, mainly because if your A's get completely destroyed, you at least have something to launch. At one time, the catapult fighter did actually do recon if you were behind cover, but when the carriers came into the game, that has completely disappeared. Now they just go up there. I know they got a short range radio, so they could radio down to you, even though you can't really tell your teammates anything besides the standard communications. But I do miss that feature when the catapult fighters do a little bit of recon. Okay, clearing fog, limit smoke screen duration. This warship was built in the UK. Yep, I recognize the designs of the turrets. Reworked design of the leader class ship with a modified armaments and propulsion unit. She was similar to a prototype in terms of armament, but had different armor layer. 1939, the ship was commissioned into the Royal Australian Navy. Okay. That's not too bad a price reduction. I'm not sure where that new ship's at. I know there's a new Netherlands ship. They was showing it in the preview. Okay, so we got the skins here. I do like the skin. I believe this is for Delaware. I'll be checking here in a second. I'm not sure what they're putting on the French flag on the American planes. On the one white wingtip. If they're going to do that, they might as well go with the resolution flag symbol with the 13 colonies and stars. Not sure why they're doing that. Now there's Plymouth. Okay, Jonathan Hawkins. Okay, so damage. Okay, so he does. Since I'm usually trying to deploy my aircraft as much as possible, he's ideal. And I do have a few commanders that will restart the aircraft faster and get them back on board. So he is a commander I would try to grab by the end of the season if I can. Airstrike, bombing fires, chance. What was his specials? Yeah, here we go. Airstrike bomb damage, airstrike bomb dispersion radius increase, and the radius is reduced, but the cooldown is reduced. That's not too bad. Aw, it's another one that shows the direction. Okay, I do like these two, but I'm always going to go with the showing the direction of the nearest enemy ship. So if it's a destroyer and a smoke screen, I'm going to be sticking with iron feathers because it helps me hunt them down. So yeah, I mean the airborne strike is okay, but I have someone else who does a better job. So with that, that drops his value a little bit to me. It drops because how I play. I mean, you gotta go with your play style. Some people like going head in. I usually go with a battleship that supports the destroyers and help them hide, and stick with my secondary guns. Potential damage to your cruiser for 5 seconds after you hit the enemy with secondary battery shell, or damage them with the main battery or torpedo hit. So, if I'm understanding this correctly, it's a damage reduction after you hit them with either main battery or secondaries. Okay, I don't see any cooldown. So if you're constantly shooting at them, this would be an excellent secondary item to have. So that's I would say, if not a 7 out of 10 ranking to use for your commanders. Mainly your crews I'm trying to talk about. If you're fast firing and you can constantly hit the enemy and they try to hit you, 10%, if you get that maxed out, will be spread out. Okay, so we chance of secondary battery shells causing fire. I could see that working greatly with the Italian commanders with their battleships. Because some of those shells actually do catch fire on the enemy ships. The Sapper, I believe it's called. So, yeah. I don't see anything new on him. Did I miss something in the last commander? I think she had... Yeah. Cruiser damage shells and torpedoes fire or launch while radar is active. Okay. So increased damage. Okay. I really don't use the Chinese ships anymore. Destroy torpedo damage against enemies with more than 50% HP. Destroy shell damage against enemies with HP below 50%. Max of 5% each. Okay, the specials just below. Destroy HE damage while torpedoes are reloading. Yeah, I usually try doing that. But usually I'm at about already finished reloading before I have to start using my HE shells. Okay, so we have the 3 new ships. Tier 6 Destroyer Lantern. I mean Storm Lantern. Sorry about that. 2 torpedo tubes on the sides here. They look like they have good range. You do have to be careful because some destroyers only fire either from the mid-range to back or front to mid-range. It's just a few, like only I think 2, 3 to 6 you have to be careful with. I saw that with it between American and Japanese, and since China takes ships from both countries, and of course you got deep water, so they don't do anything to destroyers, which I'm usually using them against. Would love to be able to switch them out. Otherwise, it has a good setup to work with. And honestly, I'll be using the radar instead of smoke screen. I'll be keeping my distance and using the radar system. Now, I think you only get what? Okay, 2 consumables. You might be able to max out to 3. Detected by C, 6.8. Yeah, I can drop that by another one with third special, so it should go down to 5.3. And a few of my other commanders will drop it to 5 easily. So it'll be extremely stealthy. AA. Non-existent. You might just turn that off. You don't have any secondary, so you just keep that off and you should be fine. It has a decent reload time. About minute 10. Or minute 50, I should say. Okay, 2 different shells, I should say. I mean, 2 different turrets, not shells. Decent reload of 7.5. What is penetration? Oh yeah, this is only HE only. Page range of 30. So yet, if any heavy destroyer, or I should say battleship, come by, you're not going to do any damage. You'd be hoping to light them on fire. Noble, elegant, yet dangerous. Stormlander found the second life when she came under command of Lin Shi. She eagerly built for shady trading and swift escapes and bought battles fought without mercy. All in all, it looks like a nice ship. I just have issues with the Chinese deep water torpedoes because if you try fighting with another destroyer, which you usually do, you can't really use them. Okay, Hawke. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. Teal 7. Main battery. Actually, let's look around the ship real quick. I thought for a second it said there was another set of guns I was using. Okay, so it doesn't say which gun is different, just that one is 350 millimeter L and the other one's just a medium or small. Okay. They're both the same. I'm hoping there's a armor difference. Armor penetration. At point blank 630. Armor penetration max range 327. That's okay. Fuse times threshold. So you're just gonna go through destroyers with this thing. Honestly, there'll be a few Russian destroyers you can probably take down, but that's about it. Even the HE shells are just gonna begin penning through. Okay, secondaries. These are the ones I usually stick to. So what are we working with? 6.2. That's it. I hope not. Okay, so 16. That's decent. Range is 7.2. That's really good. Okay, so yeah, I'll be making this another secondary support ship for destroyers and cruisers, while I take the fire for my team. Now the all torpedo tubes, I gotta look at that again and see where they're placed at. Reload 85 seconds, range of 8. That's not too bad. That's okay on the A defense, but you have at least 10 guns. Yeah. What's your speed? 31 knots. That's actually good. Okay, where are those torpedo tubes? We got 4 on the side here for the secondaries. And probably a few on top of them. I wish there was a way for us to find which guns we have and where they're placed at, and what's the radius they fire at. I mean, I see that on War Thunder, but I kind of wish we had that also on here too. I'm guessing the torpedo tubes might be in the dead center. Oh, it's a bridge. I probably switch out maps later. Huh. I'm gonna try look at that later. Shall cross roads with the grace of experienced hunter, secondary searching for the prey under the command of Dragan. Bunlock. She was carry a crew all kinds and not let them down in battle and raids. 1821. If I had to guess, which I'm hoping it's not true, I would say, there they are, right in the middle, which you get hit a lot. So I would not hold much hope with those torpedo tubes. I mean, you can't really see them. And I see the secondaries. I'm assuming the ones just in between the secondaries and the torpedo tubes are the 10 that we're talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe some of the AA guns. I'm not quite sure. Can't really tell the difference between the main cannons either. Okay, moving on. Flying Dutchman. Okay, here's the new Netherlands ship they were talking about. Not quite sure what's with the lion's head. Okay. Oh, you only have armor piercing and no HE. Okay, that's gonna be fun. You get sonar and radar. I'll take that. How long does it take for the aircraft to re-equipped? 55 seconds. That's not too bad. I can probably reduce that to about 40, maybe 35. And continue to do an airstrike on everyone else's ships. Ooh, good. They added a maximum dispersion eclipse. That comes in handy. 60 to 120. I wonder if we can now change the eclipse area. I have to test that out later. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So these armor-piercing shells can go through destroyers with ease, unlike the HE shells. Okay, so these will be coming handy. So it's not like you also get attacked by a destroyer. You can actually use these main guns to actually take them down. But at the same time, don't hope for too much help with damage. Secondaries, I don't really care. This I gotta drop greatly. Let's see the tempo by sea. 12. We have those myself. I can probably drop it down to maybe 8, maybe 9. So yeah. Well, it's just another merchant vessel. The flying Dutchman was remade under Cornelis van der Watt's command into the Hunter of the Seas. For years, she carried him across hostile waters and brought him home again. Uh-huh. I have mixed feelings on reusing the lifeboats like that. But okay. You know what I mean, like the fins that are actually a lifeboat. Okay, so let me just check the chances. I know you guys won't be seeing what I'm seeing, but I'm going to just check if they changed it or not. I don't think they did. It's like quite low. Okay, 15, 15, 15. Okay, commandos are 5%. The ship scans are at 5%. The ships themselves are at 2. And the Flying Dutchman in particular is only at 0.05. And you get a grand prize, super prize I should say, for 30,000 doubloons at 0.01. 100 of the... Don't we have an option of just... Oh yeah, that's a fresh pirates. Here are old pirates they had before. I know I missed a few. Torpedo launcher reload. I'll go down with consumables. She's a maybe. Because I could use another commander who can help reload my torpedoes faster. At the same time, my consumables. He's French. Ship secondary barrel shell grouping. Don't really need him. The Frenchie Chancellor destroys HE shells and bombs, causing fire. When did the French have a... I don't recall them having any carriers, so I'm guessing that might have been a thing. Cruiser torpedo detectable, cruiser torpedo range. Entry lib, maximum HP, shell damage to the same ship target after each cruiser AP shell hit. Bonus hit applied. Okay. Glorieux. I believe this is one of the prizes they were talking about, but why was it so low ranked for, I mean, chance for getting it? You don't have a smoke screen. You do have radar. I mean, sonar, I should say. 6. That's not much range on that torpedo. Okay. Not bad looking ship, I will say that. It's British, you don't have any... Oh, you have an option between fast reloading or smoke screen, but I don't really need a reloader. I could just stick with the smoke screen. And I probably could turn off the engine boost, but that sonar, I don't know. I probably have to extend the range. That's if I was going to use this ship. Oh, for a second there, I thought there was a one and only carrier. Okay. Two 7 battleship. Fast reloading. Engine boost or secondary boost. It's okay on the secondaries. As you can tell, I'm heavily on supporting my other teammates with secondary fire, especially if I can hide in smoke, and I can let my secondaries shoot away without me being exposed. That's my usual gameplay. I don't really usually see too many carriers. I mean, cruisers, I should say. After this, I'll take a quick look at my own ship line and see what I have for the Pan-European. I'm pretty sure it's mostly battleships and destroyers. I might have one. 207 Russian cruiser. Okay, looks like a Japanese design. I mainly say that because they usually have that reverse third turret. And my penetration only. Okay. And yes, I'm going over these since I had never seen them before, so yeah. Wait. Yeah, that's when it's over, I would say 5,500. It gets a little bit harder to hit destroyers with that armor penetration. It's gonna be decent on hiding, I will say that. And somewhat okay on reloading. But its armor is like a still duck. It'll go down quite easily. All you gotta do is sit anywhere in front of the turrets or below them, and she'll go down. As long as you miss the main island with the torpedo tubes are at, then you'll be bouncing off, but if you hit either front or back of her, she's gonna sink. Okay, these are just bundles. I'm not gonna bother with that. Okay. I'm not seeing anything new. Hello, what do we have here? Oh, we have it. I got to the crates and New Year's season. And it looks like we went to the spring crates. Hold on, let me just confirm. It will be in premium. Yeah, we're in spring. Okay. Let me grab my backing. There we go. I'm running a little bit late on time, but 2-8 Bella. There's only a few 2-8 ships I've been seeing. I don't really see too many in a store, I'll say that. So if you're trying to do the weekly premium, you're going to have to grab one of these ships and hope it's going to be a good one. I only seen a few good 2-8 ships, I will say that. Okay, I'll stick with the engine booster and the sonar. Because you never know when you deal with the carrier, but there's no 2-9 ships yet. That's why I'm assuming they'll do is go with the next set on the carriers and so forth. Okay, go reload time. I'm assuming the AP damage can be a little bit low. Yeah. You'll pen right through the destroyer, but you'll do a decent amount of damage to hit the citadels with ease. Torpedoes 8, that's okay. That's about medium. Okay, as long as it's over 8, you're okay. On torpedo H, if it's like 7 or 6, it's not even worth using. Because by then, your secondaries are going to be doing the job for you. She's okay on concealment. Good speed. Armor is about 50-50. You pretty much coin tossing with this ship. Yeah. Ammo heavy cruiser and the secondary ship in the series below was it designated as a powerful armament and quite a bench fire control system for a time in early April 1940. Shortly after completing her sea trial, she played the key role in Operation Rosenberg. I'm not sure of the pronunciation, but the German invasion of Norway and Denmark, serving as a flagship and squadron task and captured Azul. The cruisers had sunk in on April 9th of 1940 while attacking Norwegian coastal fortifications. Okay, so she... Wait. So she came onto sea in early April, and what, a week later she gets sunken? That's not really a good ship. Okay. Okay, before I end this video, I'm actually, like I said, going to take a look on what I have to work with. And I am looking at my premium ships. Pan Am. These. Okay, Battleship, Destroyer, Battleship. Yeah, they're all battleships and destroyers. I don't have one cruiser. Okay. And this is Central, which I don't think is what that one ship was. Let me double check. And then I'm pretty much ending the video after I check real quick. Because I'm checking whether it's worth it or not for that ship. That's the Norwegian. That's not a battleship. Which one was she under? Here we go. Okay, so that will be my first one if I go with the ship. But she's a iron duck. That's quite sad. Okay, that's something to think about. But still pricey. Well, thank you for watching. Pretty much only gonna be looking at the commanders to grab. I only see maybe one or two ships to go for. The options are yours to go with if you want to spend any doubloons on this season. And do remember, on this season in particular, you don't have the War Tales season to work with if you run behind. I do like that to work with in case you do, I don't know, start getting behind your dailies and so forth. So, best of luck for your new commanders, and I'll see you guys later on the next update and so forth.